Okay, so good evening and welcome everyone. How is everybody doing today?
Good.
All good.
Just a little before bedtime, so we are going to have a very nice and calming meditation with the candle. I hope everyone is ready with the candles.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it the last thing for today's session. So after that, we can just go to sleep. Okay.
Thank you.
Do you
So,
want us to stay muted, Rupa?
yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless there is a question, you can anytime unmute, raise your hand and ask the question in between. Feel free. Okay. All right. So this workshop is about five elements. Five elements. We all know five elements. Yes. So it's very easy to remember five elements through your hands because our bodies are also made up of five elements, just like the nature. Everything in nature is made up of five elements. So the thumb represents the fire element, the first finger represents the air, and the second finger represents the ether or space. Your ring finger represents the earth, and the pinky is water. Okay, so it's very easy to remember fire, air, ether, earth, and water. We are going to learn about them in this sequence only. So today we have the fire element, which is represented by the thumb. Okay. Now these the five elements are called Panch Mahabhut. In Sanskrit, Panch means five, and the Panch Bhut means the elements. Now these elements are the same as what we see in the universe. So we are the universe. It's not going to be an understatement if I say we are the universe, because whatever the universe is made up of, or anything that we see through these eyes, we are made up, the human bodies are made up of the same constitution. So we have the same composition. And this also tells us that how related we are towards the nature. So whatever, we have a very deep connection with the nature because of this. Because whatever composition is of the nature, we have the same composition of our bodies too, right? So if these elements go out of balance in our bodies, yoga and pranayam, breathing and yoga have many techniques through which we can balance them back again, and we can tune our bodies corresponding to the nature, corresponding to the universe. So this will help these elements to bring out their best abilities in us, in our human bodies as well. So it's very essential that we always keep them balanced. And the diseases that we see in our bodies, or minor aches and pains, are sometimes only related to the imbalance of these five elements, or any one of these five elements. Okay. So we are going to start with the fire element today. Again, muted. So we are going to start with five elements today. Fire, it is called Agni in Sanskrit. Agni is the fire element. Now, when we say fire, we are usually looking at something that is hot, right? Something that is fiery, and something that is full of energy, and something that can transform one thing into the other. Like if we have water, it can turn into gas. If we have anything solid, it can turn into liquid. Liquid can turn into gas, or solids can turn into ash, right? So this is what comes to our mind when we talk about fire, right? Now, these are the qualities that are represented by the fire elements, which means it represents energy, it represents transformation. So all the transformative activities that are happening in our body are happening due to the fire element. Okay. When we say a very fiery person, he or she is a very fiery person. It just shows that that person is full of energy. Now, this energy could be a constructive or a destructive energy. It depends on the person, but it does represent energy. And same goes for this element also. It is full of energy. It could also destroy, and it could also bring a very transformative change in the body and the mind. Okay. Now, how can we relate this fire element with the nature and with the body? So, all these 5 days, we are going to have a comparison how we can relate the elements to the nature, and then how we can relate this to our bodies, how we can balance them, and what happens when they are balanced, what happens when they are imbalanced in the body, and how we can bring in yoga, what poses are related to which element, and how we can bring in certain techniques of breaths or pranayam to be able to balance these elements in the body. All the elements, the 5 days, we will be going with the same sections, like comparison with the nature and the body, what they represent, and how we can connect with these 5 elements through our senses, the 5 senses: touch, taste, sight, sound, and smell, right? And what happens when they are balanced and imbalanced, and how we can bring them in a balanced state through yoga and pranayama. So all the 5 days will have the same topics. So today we are going to see how what we see in nature, what represents the fire element in nature and then in the body. So heat within the sun, the temperature, the high temperature of the sun is the first and the foremost that represents this element. And then lightning, and then we have electricity in our homes, and then we have the spices in the food dishes that we use. And these spices, like chili, like ginger, like black pepper, and vinegar, all these represent the fire element because all these are acidic, and they they produce heat in the body. They produce heat in the dishes and eventually in the body. So they represent the fire element. In the body, if we want to compare this with our bodies, human bodies, so the fire element is represented by the solar plexus, which is the third chakra from downwards, which is called the Manipur chakra, which is just behind the belly button. So the solar plexus represents the fire element in a human body. And now, what is this solar plexus responsible for? Manipur chakra. Digestion, metabolism, great metabolism, and then it also represents the body temperature, right? So now when these elements are, this fire element is in balance in the body, what happens? The solar plexus is working perfectly. Digestion is happening really well, right? And the person who has this solar plexus balanced will be a very creative person. He or she can turn his ideas into action. So very full, very energetic, full of energy, because that's the representation of the fire, right? There is great inner power, physical and mental and creative powers in such person. Now, if this element goes imbalanced, then everything that is happening in a balanced state turns over. Like digestion goes south, there could be indigestion, there could be acidity, right? And then there could be some kind of inflammation in the body, some kind of fever, high temperatures. All these things start happening in a human body due to the imbalance of fire element, which is Agni Tattva, right? Are we all getting this? Right?
Yes. So hot
Okay.
flashes is another example.
Pardon. Oh, yes. Very nice. Yes, that is another example. We all experience that. And that is definitely due to because the turbulence in the hormones in human body, and because of that, the temperature rises in the human body, and due to that, we can sweat, we can have hot flashes. Yes, definitely. Very creative, Saima. So your fire element is absolutely balanced. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So one thing also when this is also controlling the impulse in us. So if this is imbalanced, the person tends to be very impulsive, so very reactive, right? And when it is in a balanced state, then definitely there is an impulse control. So it is very interesting to see how nature handles each and every element and how this is handled by the body and what happens when this goes out of balance. So we suffer in so many ways, but if we stay conscious of these elements, then it's very easy to determine where is the problem coming from, instead of just superficially thinking that I have this problem and let me get this medicine, let me go to the doctor. If we consciously take care of this and we connect to the element, it's easy for us, and maybe sometimes we should be able to handle this on our own, become our own doctors, right? Okay, so how we are going to see how we can connect with this with this fire element through our senses, five senses. So the first sense is the sense of touch, right? Sense of touch could be like having warm showers, warm baths. We can have, like, we can reduce the stiffness in the joints with sauna. Yes, it is a known fact that when we have any stiffness in the joints or any rigidity and we sit in the sauna for some time, it helps to relaxes the muscles and the joints. So that is the fire element which is in action, which is working here. Now, it can also help to relieve any pain, any kind of inflammation, or any kind of stiffness in the joints and muscles. So this is how we can connect with this element through touch. We can have massage, we can have a warm bath, and maybe attend a hot yoga class, right? Okay, and taste. How can we connect with this element through taste? Through taste, taste like salty and pungent tastes are related to this element, because these salty and sour, salty, and pungent taste, they induce excess salivation. And when we have more saliva, this means the digestion will be very good, because saliva has a very important role in digestion. If the mouth is dry, if there is less salivation, the salivary glands are not working properly, digestion will be hampered. 33, more than 30% of the digestion takes place in the mouth. That's why it is said to chew your food really well. If we chew the food, if the longer we keep the food in the mouth and chew it, the more chance there is of the saliva to mix with the food. And when we swallow that food, which is mixed with the saliva, it goes down in the stomach and it really helps the digestive system for a very good digestion, because 33%, almost 33% of digestion has already been completed in the mouth by the saliva. So it's very important that we chew properly about 32 times before we want to swallow each bite. 32 times each bite. This will help in many ways. First, because we are going to keep that piece of food in our mouth and chew 32 times. This will help us to eat slowly. And there is a sense of satiety, satisfaction. So we will eat less because we are eating slowly and we are chewing more. This will help us to eat less. So this will help us to feel fuller, much sooner. There is a lot of impulse control if we are chewing the food more and keeping it for a longer time in the mouth. So this with the impulse of eating more and more. Because we are conscious, we are eating and counting how many times we are chewing. This will do us good in many ways. So maybe you can try this and see how it works. Okay. Now, taste light, sour, salty, and pungent. They are linked to the fire element. They increase salivation. And when the salivation is increased, it improves the digestion. Okay, so if these tastes are taken before food, they have a very big role to play in digestion because the salivation has already started before even you start eating your food. So that's why there is a culture of eating pickles. There is a culture of eating fermented food. All these are related to the sour and the salty and pungent tastes. That's why this is the role of having chutneys and pickles and fermented food with the food or without. Okay. And then we have smell. Smell like whatever, how can we connect with the fire element through our nose, through the smell? It could be from essential oils. It could be like we burn candles. So if we choose those aromas which are connected to the fire element, like sandalwood, like ginger and juniper, all these are warm essential oils. So they are connected to the fire element, and this can help in mood elevation. This can also help in calming the mind. Okay. Then we have sight. And the sight, we are going to make use of the candle. So I'm going to leave it to the last, and we will discuss that in the last part of this session. Oh, let's come to the sound part, everyone. Sound is connecting to the fire element through ears. Could be sitting in front of fireplace and just absorbing the sound of the fire, which is the crackling sound. And that has a lot of effect on the mental health also. Just like we sit on the beach and we enjoy the water element, the sound of the waves. Similarly, we can enjoy the sound of the fire also, the crackling sound, or even in music. If we don't have a fireplace, make use of the music. All right. Now, how can we relate this to yoga and pranayama? Which poses are related to the fire element? We are going to talk about that. So first, can anybody take a guess? Remember what all we discussed for the fire energy, anything that creates heat in the body.
The movement.
Yes, of course, the movement.
But sun salutation,
Beautiful. Who said that?
Diane.
Diane, you deserve a prize.
Oh.
Sun salutations is the most common and the most closest because it creates a lot of heat. Surya Namaskar, and that is related to this element. And then we also have anything that is in movement, like anything that is vinyasa, that is moving in a flow, in a sequence. Sun salutation is a sequence, and that's why it is closely related. Something like back bends, bow pose, wheel pose, that also creates a lot of energy and heat, and hence it could be practiced to enhance the fire element in the body. Um, Chair pose, plank pose, that requires energy. It also gives you energy and it requires energy as well. That is also fire element. Okay. And now pranayam. Pranayam, the breath part is the Kapal Bhati, which is the shining skull. We are going to practice that a little today, so you have a little knack of it. So Kapalbhati, it stimulates the body and mind, creates heat in the body, and it helps to lose weight. It also purifies the blood, the circulatory system. So Kapal means skull, Bhati means shine. So if you practice this breath regularly, it brings a lot of shine on your forehead, and hence the name of it, Kapal Bhati, which means shining skull. It is reflected through your face and forehead. So a lot of glow and shine is felt, and it is seen on the forehead because of that. Okay, so let's quickly practice that first. So sit comfortably where you are, cross your legs if you can. Otherwise, sit on a very stable surface. Now, I'm going to teach you how to practice this. Now, this is not a pranayam workshop, but we will just quickly get the knack of it. If you are not familiar with this, we are going to only focus on exhale. So you forget about inhale in Kapalbhati. Okay. You are just remember that you are only exhaling, and it is a exhale like as if you're sneezing. A little sneeze like this. Okay? How will you sneeze and force the air out? Try it once and see how this goes. You are going to only sneeze and not worry about the inhale. The body is going to inhale automatically, so you are not making any effort to inhale. Only exhales, right? So when you are exhaling, only the area below the belly button should be used, not the chest part. So everything above is going to stay very, very stable. Only the area. You can also place your hand on the belly button, and this will help you to guide this movement. Okay. So let's try this for first 5 breaths only. Only exhales. You are not inhaling, you are not making any effort to inhale, only exhales. Okay, right? Take a breath in, full breath in, breathe out. Now breathe in halfway only and breathe out. Try, everyone. Keep your awareness in the lower belly, below the belly button. You can use your hand. One more. Now this time, keep the breath out. Squeeze the belly button in. Don't breathe in. Few seconds. Now take a deep breath in and don't breathe out. Hold the breath and relax. Breathe again. How did it go? Yeah? Okay. So this is what, when we have another workshop about pranayam, then we are going to work in detail with Kapalabhati. So this was just a quick, what do you call, a quick paying attention to that kind of breath. Okay. Diane, you are still in darkness.
Well, I didn't adjust the lights. I'm getting ready for the candle.
Oh, okay. All right. So now this Kapalabhati, if it is done for a longer time, it creates a lot of heat in the body, and sometimes you can even sweat. So this always has to accompany accompanied with Anulom Vilom. Anulom Vilom means alternate nostril breath. So something breathing in from one side, breathing out from the other side. This is just to cool off the body after Kapalbhati. Okay? Yeah? Let's practice one more round of Kapalbhati And we'll have 20 breaths this time. Remember, it is a sneeze and you are allowing your lower belly to be pulled in. That's all. And you are not worried about the inhale. Only at 6, right? Okay, take a breath in. Breathe out completely. Now breathe in halfway only and breathe out. Short and knees. One more. Now, when you breathe out, hold the breath outside. Press the belly button in. Keep it pressed 10 seconds. Now, breathe in. Inflate your belly and hold the breath inside the body. 10 seconds. And relax. Breathe in and out a few times. Good. Was it better than last time?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. All right. So let's connect to the fire element through sight and through the candle meditation. So if you can bring in and light a candle, it's called candle gazing meditation. You can turn off the lights and place a candle. I'm going to light one for myself too. Now, please remember the candle should be at your eye level. So bring it at your eye level. And if you can turn on your cameras, everyone, that would help. Okay.
Sorry, Roop, I don't have that option for the camera. I
Okay,
have to get this checked. Yeah.
no problem. Now, this meditation, the candle gazing meditation, okay, I'll give you a few seconds. You can settle down, everyone. Okay, are we ready? So candle is going to be at your eye level and a little away from your body. Now, this is what we call candle gazing meditation or tratak in Sanskrit. Tratak. Now, after a long day of looking at the screens and the gadgets, the eyes and the mind, they get tired and they get very contracted, the eye muscles. So, in order to relax the mind and the eyesight, this is the meditation that we can try in our everyday life to bring in a lot of mental balance in the body and the mind. Okay. Now, you can sit with your legs crossed if you can on the floor or wherever you are right now, or you can just be in a very comfortable position with your back absolutely straight. Now, close your eyes, take few breaths. Now, gently open your eyes and you are going to gaze right in the center of the flame, just above the wick. And it's going to be a very gentle and soft gaze. Try not to blink as much as you can, unblinking gaze, and a very soft gaze at the center of the flame. Keep breathing, pay attention that you are breathing. If your eyes feel tired, sometimes tears start welling up in the eyes. So it is best to gently close the eyes for some time and then open them again and continue. Very gently close your eyes and place your palms to rest the eye muscles. Great. One more time. Let's try again. Whenever you are ready, whenever you wish to, start again. Gentle gaze. We are going to stay here for about 20 breaths. Try to blink as little as possible. Staring, gazing very gently in the center of the flame. Cup your eyes again with your palms. Close your eyes and place your palms gently on top. And gently remove your hands. Okay, everyone. I'm going to remove this. Now, the name of this meditation is candle gazing in English. It's called Tratak in Sanskrit. This calms the mind. So it takes away your energy away from everything else that you have been doing your entire day and away from the chattering mind, busy mind, towards the candle. So if you are paying attention to the candle, the center of the flame, you will notice that you are only noticing the flame and you are able to cool down the mind, tone it down. And regular practice will help you to preserve your eyesight also. It does wonders to the eyesight. Unblinking is the best way, but initially when you begin, try to blink as least as possible. And with practice, you can definitely come around with unblinking gaze, soft gaze for as long as you can. And if there are tears, you will notice sometimes the eyes turn watery, tears run down. That is because of unblinking gaze. So allow those eyes to get watery and allow the water to run out because that is cleansing the eyes. That is cleansing to the eyes. And whenever you think this is your mats, you are going to cup your eyes with your palms and relax the eyes afterwards. Okay?
Rupa, I have a question.
Yes, please.
So, because I wear glasses, and for people that wear glasses, should we take off our glasses when we do this and try to focus on the flame without the glasses to improve the vision, maybe?
Yes, always.
Okay,
Always without glasses.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So that is the fire element for today. The first element. Any questions? Anyone?
Rupa, when I close my eyes, I see the flame and it's still there. So I gather that's normal.
It's very normal. Yes, and try to hold that image for as long as you can. That is going to help too. So you are continuing your candle gazing meditation without the candle also.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
yeah, it's good.
Hmm.
Okay. So I guess
Sorry,
there,
I have a question.
yes,
So, does that mean if you are like an impulsive person and trying this technique, the candle one, will make you more like relaxed and calm in those situations?
yes.
Okay.
So everything that we see in yoga and pranayam, there is only one condition to it, that is consistency. So whatever you pick up as your daily practice, try to be consistent in that. And because we are learning about elements and how they are related to us, you after these 5 days you will have at least a faint idea, if not more, about yourself. So you will know, oh, this is the one I should be working on. Maybe I'm lacking concentration. Maybe I am very impulsive, or maybe my skin is dry. That could be due to the lack of water element, which we will bring it up later. So there will be many areas that you will know more about yourself. And then you can pick up these yoga poses or styles of meditation or styles of breathing, and then use them in your life. Make a practice, make a little practice of these little things that you gather, and you can practice them every day. So, consistency is what is going to make you see the results, right? Yeah. And it doesn't matter for how long. It doesn't have to be a 1 hour or 2 hours practice. Even 5 minutes to 10 minutes or 15 minutes is sufficient as long as you are practicing every day. Okay. Now, Kapalbhati is a very powerful breath, and we hardly touched it today. It was just to make you feel how it looks like. But if you decide to practice it every day, it can do wonders to your body. It literally flushes out the toxins from your body. So we are going to bring this up in one of the future workshops, and then we can try it maybe for 5 days continuously, and that will you will be able to know more about it when you practice more. So pranayam is not the topic of this workshop, but I will be touching this because we are relating it to all the elements. So definitely yoga poses will come up and breaths will come up. And like the meditation we tried today, the candle gazing. So we will have little activities in each and every session. So you can pick up the threads and then you can build up a practice of your own. Okay?
Rupa, can I just ask, should you only do the candle gazing at night, or can it be done after a yoga practice that you might do during the day?
You can do it anytime.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime and night, because if you want, it will help you sleep better also.
Okay.
And you can also try first thing in the morning while you are practicing. After your practice, in the form of a meditative practice, you can use candle gazing. But then you have to be in a dark room. So you can have the candle only as the only light in the room.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to maybe draw the curtains and create that darkness. Yes. Yeah. Any other question before we wind up? No? Okay, let me turn off the recording.
Oh.